Hi, I'm Steve Spearman, and I have been a CST for about a year now. I was approved at the last Scrum gathering in New Orleans, and it had been a process of a year-ish. You know, I had started in what was the brand new provisional process at the time, and kind of was in that up until it sort of became the new merged hybrid process. And I really got into Agile, right, as a consultant, because I really became a believer, right. It was, you know, having come out of 30 years or so in the corporate world, I just sort of saw the life of the average development team kind of deteriorate over that time, and you know, the pressure increased and the quality didn't necessarily increase, and things just didn't feel like they were going very well. And then when I discovered somewhat late in my career what Agile could bring to the table, I got really excited about it. I participated in our business unit's transition at my last place I worked, and then decided this is really what I wanted to do. And so for me, this was just part of that journey. I coached and trained, you know, before I eventually became certified, and for me that was just a goal to get to that level where I felt like I could, you know, represent at least Scrum well enough to, you know, to work at that CST level, and I continue to work toward that. Well, for me, the first one was just, oh, there's such a thing as Agile. I mean, it was kind of amazing, and I think this is true for a lot of people still until very recently, that you can be as a professional, you know, software person, and be in some of these big companies and not have heard about it, you know. I mean, that was me until 6 or 7 years ago, and so that was the first big aha, that there's this whole different way of doing it. And then I think there have been little junior aha moments several times since then. Certainly with the actual Scrum trainer itself, just how serious they are about it, and how, you know, how much of a high quality standard they're holding it to, and a little bit of a wow, am I up for, you know, going after this? That was a little bit of a you had to think about that carefully. And so and I continue to be surprised even when I come to conferences like this with new ways of thinking, kind of like Mike Cohn said today, right? I mean, you got to be open to new ways of thinking. One of the things I think we all try to balance is how to be amusing and engaging, right? And I'm not naturally, you know, one of these just boisterous, you know, break out into song and dance kind of guys, of which we have a few in the Scrum trainer community. But you have to come up with your own thing that fits your personality, so you kind of, it's a little bit of that I know it when I see it thing also with trainers, you know. They're not all the same, but when you see somebody who's really doing a style that works for them, and the audience is engaged and everybody's with them and stuff, you're like, yeah, that's what it is, you know. And I've seen several examples of that here, but it's hard to say, well, what is it exactly, because they do very different things. But somehow they're both excited and they get it across, and they give you good examples, and they keep you laughing a little, and, you know, and they show you interesting visuals or videos, and some combination of that is what seems to work. And I think we all have to find our own, and I found something that, you know, seems to be working pretty well, but I'm sure I could keep on making it better. There is the brand new grandbaby, so that's kind of a big thing for me right now. And so one of the nice things about being a Scrum trainer is sometimes we don't work as long as some other people do, because, you know, we do these concentrated classes, and you maybe can control your own schedule a little bit more. And so, like, I am taking all of next week off to spend with family, and so I try to do a little balance of that. And then even though I do pretty crazy amounts of travel for my classes, I also like personal travel, and so wife and I actually come down here to Arizona fairly frequently, to a little place down south further, and we like to travel and do sightseeing, and I actually sing a little, not in my classes, you can be, you know, and so, yeah, a variety of things like that.